there and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angie and I'm a chemist who loves makeup. We're going to be talking today about Jaclyn Hill's Jaclyn Cosmetics' two most recent launches. One of those products is a concealer and the other one is what is referred to as a skin tint, although she did put it in the foundation category on her website. So if I refer to it as a foundation, that is why. I will be giving you my first impressions of these products based on the ingredients, how I believe they will perform based on the ingredients, and we're going to go through some of the claims they have on their website as well. But I also did purchase both of these products, so I will be trying these out, and that will be a separate video later on. So if you want to see what my thoughts are after I use them, make sure you click the subscribe button so you'll be notified when that video does go live. First off, this isn't about ingredients, but I just wanted to point this out. This packaging does feel very cheap in that it is plastic. I like the rose gold and the white. I think it looks cute, and you don't notice it as much as the concealer, but when I took the foundation out of this box, it just feels just not very luxurious, not very nice. So that's one thing I wanted to point out because I know people really love their packaging. I'm very surprised that it was not glass of some sort, at least the foundation bottle. Out of these two, the first product we're going to look at is the concealer. So let me pull up the website so I can show you. This is called the Faux Filler Perfecting Concealer. So I guess this is supposed to give you the appearance of having filler. I think that's really interesting. And it is $26 for 6.7 mils, or there's a typo here, it just says 0.23, but I'm going to assume that's fluid ounces, 0.23. Now, this is actually pretty expensive. For the Rare Beauty concealer, it is $19. It's also in very nice packaging, I must add, and that has 7 milliliters. So you are getting a little bit more, and it's significantly cheaper. It's also more expensive by volume than the Shape Tape is as well. So this is a pretty pricey concealer, so I would expect it to be performing really well and also in nicer packaging. So that's one thing I have against this concealer at this moment. So it's supposed to be a lightweight, buildable concealer that's so fresh it'll look well rested. It says it's a medium to full coverage concealer, and it has a matte finish, and it should brighten and blur so that way it looks flawless. They also have a consumer study in which they had 32 panelists, and you can see the results on the screen. I'll just leave it there. Feel free to pause if you want to check it out. I personally don't hold a lot of weight to these kind of consumer panels, especially in this case. There's only 32 people. It was only 1 day of use. And of course, if the results weren't favorable, they probably wouldn't put them out there. Now we'll get into the ingredients part. The first ingredient in this is dimethicone. Typically, when I have seen dimethicone higher in a formula than water in the case of concealers or foundations, if you get a little overzealous with your application, it can get a bit cakey. The silicone ingredients aren't going to get absorbed by your skin like water or humectants would, so it just sits on top, so it's really easy to get cakey if you get too heavy-handed. I'm going to try to account for that when I'm testing this out. Another ingredient that's going to make me worry that this may not be as buildable as they say is Trimethylsiloxysilicate. This is a silicone resin that acts as a film former. These ingredients are very common, especially things like concealers, foundations, liquid lipsticks. You're going to have these film former type of ingredients because this is going to help the long wearability. For some of these film formers, it makes it really hard to build on top of once it sets because you already have that film that is a protective layer and then you're trying to build on top of it. So it should help with the long wearabilities, but this may not be a product that you end up wanting to layer, although they do say that it's buildable. Another ingredient in this product is Trisiloxane. This is a liquid silicone. It's very thin and it evaporates away. This is going to help the product dry down while also helping spreadability. There are a lot of silicone ingredients in here, so that is going to help the spreadability, and it will leave a soft feeling. This should also have smoothing properties, so if you have fine lines, this should help to kind of fill those in a little bit. We'll see if creasing occurs throughout the day. If that ends up being an issue, sometimes that can be. Two ingredients I want to talk about are actually probably most likely combined ingredients. They probably arrived in a blend. This is very common in ingredients, whether it be a preservative blend, an oil blend. Your colorants oftentimes are mixed with mica. This one is HDI, trimethyl oil, hectyl alkone, cross-polymer and silica. So this is a powder. It's actually a polymer microsphere, so little tiny spheres. These are going to have an effect that is going to yield a really nice texture, help increase payoff, so more coverage, and it is also able to help scatter light. So this is going to help decrease the look of fine lines, but also let enough light through so it looks natural. This is really beneficial for a concealer where you're trying to hide some of those fine lines, so we'll see if this lives up to what it says. For this concealer, I would definitely recommend to make sure you moisturize, or it may pick up on dry patches or not sit as nicely. So make sure you're using products that have a lot of humectants in there. Add some extra hydration with like a hydrating toner. So now we're gonna look at the foundation. So this foundation is called the Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. And it's kind of weird, honestly, because they have 12 shades, but in the corresponding photos they have with the before and after, there is only 6 models. So if you pick different shades, it will have the same model for multiple different shades. That's just a weird marketing thing to me that I wanted to point out. So I don't actually know what shade out of them that these models are wearing. So there's a little bit of differences between the marketing of this product versus a concealer. First of all, this one does make a couple of skincare claims, and it also does not have the consumer panel like the concealer did. I don't know if one was conducted. Maybe the results weren't that good. This product says that it functions as a blurring primer and a tinted moisturizer, but on the website they do have it under their foundation category, and this is the only foundation product. So if they don't consider it a foundation, they probably shouldn't have put it in that category, in my opinion. I definitely think it probably errs on the side of tinted moisturizer. Based on these before and after pictures, it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot of coverage there. Let's talk about the ingredients that they claim skincare properties for. The first is Beta-Glucan. Beta-Glucan in here is claimed to help visibly improve skin tone. This ingredient is considered a good ingredient to help redness, which in the case of this product being so thin, that could be a benefit. But I am unsure that you would notice this after a single use or very rare use. You may have to be someone who wears this every day before you would see a potential benefit of that beta-glucan. It is used in maximum of 1% in products, which is probably about where it lies in this product based on where it is in the ingredients list. So that lines up. But for me, I do not buy makeup products based on their skincare claims, because unless you're wearing makeup every single day, you may not see any sort of benefit from it. It also has antioxidant abilities, which is not a bad thing. It is considered a humectant. A humectant is an ingredient that is really good at drawing water to it, and that in turn hydrates your skin. Some people believe that this ingredient is as good as, if not better than, hyaluronic acid. You also find sodium hyaluronate in this formula as well, with the intended purpose of drawing moisture and hydration to the skin. This is a form of hyaluronic acid, so having both of these in here helps with humectants. There are also other humectants like glycerin and butylene glycol that we don't hear about as much, but are very, very strong, good humectants that are able to be put at large concentrations in formulas. And these, honestly, to me, probably are doing more of the heavy lifting in this formula of the hydration properties. We're going to move on to ingredients that are probably considered to be the more controversial ingredients, ones that people would definitely pick apart for being in here. First one is going to be alcohol. Denatured alcohol, whatever you want to call it, is present in this formula. I will leave a video down below and in the cards if you want to learn more about denatured alcohol, but personally I believe that denatured alcohol is an over-demonized ingredient. In this formula, it is most likely to help either incorporate other ingredients or to help this dry faster on your skin. I don't take issue with it in products in this product as well. It's balanced out with other humectants like glycerin, butylene glycol, and if you use additional moisturizing products, you're probably not going to see any sort of drying effect from the alcohol being in the product. The second ingredient that people aren't going to be happy about is fragrance. Fragrance is very controversial. You'll hear people say avoid it altogether. There is a very small group of the population that is sensitive to these products, and those are the people who should avoid this, but for everyone else, it is unnecessary to do so. Personally, I don't see any sort of skin reactions from using fragrance products, and scent is part of the sensory experience of using products, and some people really enjoy that part of using their cosmetics. But if you don't have any known issues to the ingredient labeled as fragrance, I wouldn't worry too much about it being in this product. My only concern is that sometimes the scent they put in is too strong. I think of like luxury foundations like Chanel. I think I had an Armani foundation that smelled very strong. Let's see if this one has any sort of smell to it. The smell of this product is pretty light. It's not overly perfumey, so I'm not gonna have any issue with wearing this on my skin. There are a lot of ingredients in here that are gonna help make your skin feel nice. As we mentioned earlier, all those humectants, those are gonna help hydrate your skin. That's gonna leave a really nice feeling on your skin. There's also squalane and palmitic acid. These are oil type of ingredients. These are gonna also help condition your skin to make it feel soft as well. Sometimes too many of those type of ingredients can make your skin feel greasy. There are a couple ingredients in here that are gonna help balance that property out. One is Diisotearyl Malate. This one is gonna produce shine, but it has a non-greasy feel to it. Behenyl Alcohol will also help with that. This is gonna help in quite a few ways in the product. This is gonna help opacify the product, which is obviously beneficial for complexion products, and it functions as a thickener to help give it some consistency and not just be a runny mess. It is also acting as an emulsifier. An emulsifier is going to combine the aqueous or the water phase and then the oil phase. And one property of Behenyl Alcohol is that it does have a drier feeling. It's more waxy than other ingredients due to its melting point, which should help alleviate having a greasy feel. This one doesn't seem like it's gonna be transfer proof, but there are a lot of silicone ingredients in here, and you are gonna get that smooth layer, and it probably is gonna be more wear resistant, but not transfer proof. There is one film former in here. I don't think it's going to be enough to have a transfer proof consistency. This should help yield a very glowy appearance, but not feel greasy. I know this is going to be a more sheer formula, but I hope it does have some coverage. Otherwise, it doesn't seem more beneficial than to use like a smoothing primer. I'm not sure what this product is gonna feel like more to me. Is it gonna be a tinted moisturizer? Is it gonna feel like a primer? Is it gonna feel like a foundation? We'll just have to see what I think after I use this product for a couple of days. If you learned something in this video today, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know down below on your guesses if I'm gonna like either of these products, and please don't forget to subscribe so you can see when that video and all my other videos come out in the future. And with that, I will see you in my next video. Bye!